This wallet here has $440,000 in liquidity and is up $152,000. But the thing is, if they weren't deployed into these DeFi liquidity pools, earning income on their crypto, they would be missing out on over $100,000 in earnings. The assets they had only appreciated by $6,700, but since they were in these liquidity pools earning income on their crypto, they made $145,000 in earnings. This just goes to show the power of these DeFi liquidity pools. And this trader was supplying liquidity to pools like Wrapped ETH to Wrapped FTM and Wrapped ETH to Uni, etc. So in this video, I'll be breaking down how you can take advantage of this liquidity provision business model and how you can make money on your cryptocurrency assets. So if you're unfamiliar with this whole liquidity providing space, let me break down to you the business model. Very simple. So for example, when someone's on Uniswap and they want to swap one asset for another, they're going to go to this page here. Say they want to swap Ethereum for, let's just say, Tether. They're going to swap 3 Ethereum or whatever the price is, and then it will show the amount in Tether. But look, they're going to have to pay a fee. In this case, it would be like a $17 fee. But what's cool is that a percentage of this fee gets paid out to the liquidity providers who are providing liquidity to Uniswap in the first place. And there's so many trades happening on the blockchain 24/7. So think about how much money in fees is being paid out every day to these liquidity providers. If you're excited for me to show you how you can take advantage of this business model and earn income on your crypto, make sure to subscribe and hit the bell to turn on post notifications so you don't miss an upload. Now, how can you go about finding these opportunities? Well, typically you can go to the pool section on Uniswap, view positions, and start scrolling through. But there's an issue here. You can't see a ton of information about the pools and do advanced due diligence. For example, if we look at this DAI to USDC position, you can see some basic info like fees per day, 24-hour volume, TVL, but you can't even see how correlated the assets are to each other, which is a very important thing to know. You also can't run any advanced simulations. I'm sure that before you invest into something, you'd want to run advanced simulations to see what type of money you could be making or losing, and on Uniswap itself, you can't really do so. And if we're looking at a pool like Uni to ETH, it's important to know how correlated the assets are. For example, if ETH goes up, is Uni most likely going to go up or no? And on the Uniswap website, it doesn't show us the correlation. We'll be using Metrics Finance. It's the best software for finding these liquidity provision opportunities and then simulating your returns to see what type of money you could be making. I'll leave a link in the description where you can claim a trial to the pro version of Metrics so you can try it out on your own. Anyways, we'll go ahead and hit launch app and we'll go to the discover section. Now, of course, there are risks to this DeFi investing such as divergence loss. I'm not a financial advisor. I'm just sharing you this tool in my opinion. So we can go to select exchange. Here we can select Uniswap since that's what this video is about, but you could always select what other exchanges you want to look at. And then for networks, we can go ahead and select all. So we can select all the networks available on Uniswap, so we can be pretty broad. And look, there's over 1,500 pools to sort through. That's a lot. Let's add some search parameters. First of all, we want to find pools that show signs of consistency and longevity. And one way to sort of do that is go to the TVL section and we can look for pools that have higher than 3.5 million bucks in TVL, for example. You can change this to whatever number you'd like, but I like looking for pools that have higher than 3, 4, 5 million bucks in TVL. Then we can go to fees APR. And of course, we don't want to look for pools that show like 3, 4, 5% APR. We're looking for pools that have much more solid numbers. So we can go with something like 20% APR or even higher. Now we're down to 141 pools, so now there's a lot less we can sort through. Now we can go to the average daily fees section and think about it. We're not going to want to look for pools that have only $1,000 or $2,000 in average daily fees, because if there's many liquidity providers providing liquidity to a pool that's only spitting out $1,000 or $2,000 in fees a day, that's not a ton of money to go among them all. So let's type something like $4,000 in average daily fees a day. Now we're down to 64 pools. We could even raise this to like 5,000. I'll use that. Now we're down to 52 pools. So now we have a better bird's eye view of solid positions that we could take a look at, due diligence on, and see if we want to add to our portfolio. So right off the bat, I see positions like Wrapped ETH to Link showing about 45% APR with 74 million bucks in TVL. We can go ahead and simulate that in a new tab. I'll open it up. This is personally my favorite part of Metrics, these two features here. So we can type in our deposit amount of how much money we want to deposit, and we can scroll down and see the correlation correlation. How correlated are these assets? If Link is going to go up, is there a good chance that Wrapped Ethereum will go up? And if Wrapped Ethereum will go down, is there a good chance that Link will go down? And you're probably wondering how the correlation on metrics feature works. So basically, it's using the past X amount of data. So in this case, it would be past 30 days of data, as you can see here, but we could change it to use like the past 15 days of data. And now it's showing 91. If we use the past 10 days of data, it's showing 92%. So I'll set it to about 20 days to try to have a accurate simulation. And then we can scroll down and see the volume history. This is very important to look at. How consistent is the pool? How much money and fees are being paid out, etc. And how much volume is flowing through the pool in the first place. So we can see it's pretty solid. There's not really any days with less than 10,000 bucks in fees, so that's great. And the next step here would be to find our range so we could do a simulation. If you've learned something so far, please subscribe and hit the bell. I really want to hit 1,000 subscribers. So now we can find a range at what points we want to provide liquidity for this pool. I can use a sample range of about 127 to 176. And with this range, we're looking at about 50% APR. We can zoom out on the calculation range to see if we want to make it tighter or not to make some decisions. So I'll make my max price a bit tighter, and then I'll zoom back into the past 20 days of data. And now we're looking at about 53% yearly APR. So you can see your estimated yearly earnings, monthly earnings, and daily earnings. You can also scroll down and see other wallets that are deployed into these liquidity pools. I like looking at this to find proof of concept if other people are actually making money with these pools or not. I have another video showing how you can actually spy on these wallets, see their profit and loss, etc. If you'd want me to make another video about that, comment down below. But anyways, the next step here would be to do your due diligence on both Wrapped Ethereum and Link. See if they're assets you want to take on exposure to and add to your portfolio. If you're looking at assets and you're unsure which any of them are, for example, if you don't know much about Link, you can go ahead and copy Link, go to CoinGecko, paste it in here, and you can start reading about it. You can see the price history, the market cap, then you can go to their website and start reading about the cryptocurrency and see the role it plays in the DeFi ecosystem. This is all to have a better idea of whether or not you want to take on exposure to the asset and add it to your portfolio or not. So then if you want to take on exposure to this pool, you can go ahead and save it to your portfolio for later. And the metrics tracking software is really good. We can import this wallet. We can see their current liquidity, their earnings, their profit and loss, their versus just holding on to their assets. We can also see their APR. And I think the 24-hour fee projection along with the 7-day and 30-day projection is really cool. I don't know if you noticed, but look how awesome this is. If this wallet were just holding on to their assets, they would be at a loss. So you can see they'd be down 8,000 bucks because the assets depreciated. But since they've been deployed into these liquidity pools and have been earning earnings from the exchanges that have been paying them, they are in a profit and are up $240,000. Obviously, this is a bigger wallet, but it just goes to show proof of concept and how it's possible to make money with these liquidity pools. Remember, Metrics gave me a link where you guys can claim a trial to the pro version of the software. So make sure to click the link in the description down below. So we can find more pools like Wrapped ETH to MKR, showing about 43% APR, Wrapped ETH to DAI, or if we want to find some more blue chip stablecoin positions like Wrapped ETH to USDC, we can look at those as well. For example, this pool has over 487 million bucks in TVL. Let's go ahead and simulate that. So we can go ahead and select our range. Now, of course, these assets aren't really going to be correlated because it's a stablecoin paired with Wrapped Ethereum. So think about it. If Wrapped Ethereum goes up, a stablecoin shouldn't move, so they wouldn't have high correlation. And to try to get a more accurate simulation, you can go here to current price and move the slider here to where there's more liquidity. So for example, we can put it here at a higher liquidity point and we can hopefully get a more accurate simulation. So now we can go ahead and select our range at which points we want to provide liquidity for. And then we can see our estimated yearly APR, monthly APR, and then scrolling down, of course, it's important to see the volume history. For this pool, there's so much TVL in it, and look how much money and fees is being paid out every day. On this day here, over 700,000 bucks in fees. Here, over $300,000 in fees. So remember, the next steps would be to do your research on Wrapped Ethereum and USDC and see if they're positions you want to take on exposure to. And if the answer is yes, if you want to enter the pool, you can save it to your portfolio for later. Then you'd go over to Uniswap and enter the pool. Comment below what videos you'd like me to make about DeFi. I'm really open to it. And remember to check out the pro version of Metrics Finance. I'll see you there.